Guys, like, comment, subscribe, share the video, especially if you love college football as much as I do. Okay, as you all know, I did say I was going to come up with some case and scenario videos in terms of how Michigan beats Washington and then how Washington beats Michigan. Also on what both teams need to avoid in terms of costing them this game. I'm going to start with Michigan, obviously, the cheaters. I'm a Michigan fan. I can say whatever I want on here. Um, First off, Michigan's offense needs to play 4 quarters. They don't need to show up like they did with Georgia and with TCU by turning the ball over, hurting themselves with penalties. They need to win the line of scrimmage like they've done all year. They need to do that. They need to get the run game going and stay consistent with it because Washington has struggled against teams that run the football very well. And they need to convert third down. They convert 45% of the time, which is pretty decent. Shoot for 50% at least. They were not good third down offensively against teams like Ohio State and Alabama. You cannot do that. Now, granted, both of those teams have better defenses than Washington, but Washington is a physical team. So you need to stay physical and have your head on your shoulders. And you need to be able to throw the football around and not be one-dimensional against Washington. And you need to utilize Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards accordingly. And use Orji, the quarterback, as a runner and some plays as a passer. That's what I would also do. Use a trick play here and there. Help out your offense. Defensively, I doubt they're going to sack Penix because he's a great athlete. He's good at getting away from pressure. Their offensive line has not given up many sacks this year. They actually have played good all year. And even if you do get in his face, he's going to be able to twist and turn. It reminds me of Caleb Williams and Patrick Mahomes. Twist and turn and trick you and move away. So I doubt they'll be able to get to him. You might get to him once or twice if you're lucky, if you're Michigan. And that's not an insult against Michigan because they have over 30 sacks this year. They've been pretty good about getting to the quarterback. Your defense needs to get at least 1 turnover, 2 turnovers in this game, plus at least 2 punts. Because I don't think they're going to stop Washington the whole time. They're just not going to because Washington's offense is that good. And obviously they need to keep Washington from running the football with whoever plays running back. I see their running backs banged up. But you got to be able to make Washington be one-dimensional. And another thing that'll help Michigan is blocking kicks. They've blocked at least 2 or 3 kicks this year. And I know they did one for a fact against Maryland. So they need to be able to do that against Washington and steal some possessions and steal some points. And when they have their offense on the field, they need to eat up that clock. They need to keep Washington's defense on the field, but most importantly, keep Washington's offense off the field. Because if they can hold Washington to no more than 30 points, they will win this game. I know Washington's defense doesn't give up 30 points a game, but they struggle to stop a lot of offenses, especially a team that's going to be as good as Michigan. Because they run the football well, but they pass the football well. And J.J. McCarthy's a really good athlete. So on at least once or twice in this game, you're going to see him hold on to the ball like he's going to throw and get comfortable in that pocket. But he's a good athlete, too. Not as good as Penix, but he's a really good athlete, too. You know what I mean? And he'll be able to take the ball and get about 10, 15 yards on one carry, at least 5-6 yards a carry. Expect him to run the football a few times in this game, too, just to give Washington's defense more things to think about than just that. So if Michigan can do all these things, the score prediction, if Michigan can get to 34 points, at least 34 points, they'll win this game. Because I do think the defense is good enough to slow down Penix and make him work and make him do things that he doesn't want to do, like take his time and take what the Michigan defense gives him. I don't think they're going to be able to throw that football all around the field. That's just not going to happen, So Michigan's defense is real stingy. So those are the things that Michigan needs to do. They also need to keep their head on their shoulders. Now, they've done that all year, but they did it most of last year, too, up until they played TCU, and they thought they were going to beat them, and they didn't, clearly. So we'll see what they do. But if Michigan wins, the toughest scenario, and that's if Washington plays their best game, which they will, I predict it being 34-30 if Michigan wins.